It's time for another episode of the Daily Blogcast for Internet Marketing, where every day we find all the best industry blog posts and turn them into something you can listen to. Because reading is hard. Now, here are your hosts, Mark and Brian.
Hey, welcome to episode number 87 of the Daily Blogcast for Internet Marketing. I think I got a frog in my throat.
You have a frog in your throat?
Think so.
That's weird.
I know.
Why are you putting frogs in your mouth?
They taste good.
Okay.
All right. So I have some interesting news from the Los Angeles Times, and this is funny on a number of different reasons. First of all, it was in the Los Angeles Times Business Edition, and the title of the post is 1 in 10 Americans think HTML is a STD study finds.
What?
Yeah.
1 in 10 think it's an STD?
Yeah. And this is a post by Salvador Rodriguez.
That's funny.
Yeah. And so this is a pretty funny article. So it says, a recent study found that many Americans are lost when it comes to tech-related terms, with 11% saying that they thought HTML, a language that is used to create websites, was a sexually transmitted disease. The study was conducted by vouchercloud.net, a coupons website, as a way to determine how knowledgeable users are when it comes to tech terms. It says, technology is a huge interest for our user base, and month after month, we see thousands of people visiting our site to look for coupons and deals to use when purchasing their favorite tech products. And so then, besides HTML, there were some other amusing findings. 77% of respondents could not identify what SEO means. And SEO is search engine optimization.
I know what it means, jerk.
Oh yeah, I'm going to quiz you on these. That's a good idea.
Why? Wait a minute, though. Why would people even know what that meant? Most people shouldn't know that. Yeah, I know. And it does say at the end of it, this article, it says that the participants were not told that the study was specifically looking into their knowledge of tech terms. They were presented with both tech and non-tech terms, and were asked to choose from 3 possible definitions. Oh, God.
Okay, so this one, 27% identified gigabyte as an insect commonly found in South America. So what's a gigabyte? You don't need to say the exact term.
It's what is it? 1 million? Isn't it 1 million?
Yeah, it's just a measurement unit for storage capacity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's 100 megabytes. It's a thousand megabytes. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. And then 42% said that they believed a motherboard was the deck of a cruise ship. That's kind of funny.
A motherboard.
A motherboard. And a motherboard, it's just a circuit board and a computer.
Oh, yeah.
23.
It's easy. You know all those because you have the answers in front of you.
You know what a motherboard is.
Yes, I do.
23.
And I even know what a daughter board is.
What's a daughter board?
It's a little tiny board that's not the motherboard. That has other stuff.
All right.
Duh.
Sweet. 23% thought an MP3 was a Star Wars robot.
That's stupid. How many people thought that?
23%.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what.
Where do they take this survey? Like in the old folks' home or something?
Well, as I started to go down this list, I started to get more and more weary of the source of this article. And then 18% identified Blu-ray as a marine animal. And
I could see that.
Yeah, totally. And 15% said they believed software is comfortable clothing.
That's so stupid.
I know. And then 12% said USB is the acronym for a European country.
Okay. Or a bank.
Yeah.
Isn't there UBS is a bank, right?
Yeah, I mean, you totally could think. But the more and more I was reading it, I was like, man, these people are really stupid.
Do you know what USB stands for?
Universal Storage. Wait, Universal Storage. Byte?
Colder? Universal Serial Bus.
Oh, okay. See, Universal Serial Bus. I'm going to edit this so I get it right.
No, you're not.
Just kidding. Okay, so anyhow, when I was reading it, as I was getting more and more down to it, I was like, okay, who could not know these things? These are really dumb answers. And then I was like, okay, Voucher Cloud, a coupon site, and it's like all prominently displayed in the article. And then right all the way down to the end, it said updated, like they updated this a day after the article came out, and it said updated 9:40 a.m., whatever. origin and veracity of the survey has come under question by a journalism ethics website. And so they said that, it was they're just trying to get an article into the LA Times.
So this is all fake stuff that they passed off as real.
Well, they're claiming that it was a completely 100% genuine survey.
Oh God, I don't believe
inaccurate and everything like that. But it was obviously just to get those coupon sites are out of control. They're doing all tons of shady stuff. So vouchercloud.net was they got it right in there. Why did they have to put that they see thousands of people visiting our site to look for coupons and deals?
That's stupid.
So they got it. They gamed the LA Times. Busted.
This reminds me of your nerdy pickup lines article. Like it started off good, kind of interesting, and then it just failed.
I just like that they gamed the LA Times, right. And that Salvador Rodriguez had to say, "I've been gamed.
I've been gamed. Yeah. You've been pimped." So this is from Facebook, insiderfacebook.com. Facebook announces news feed redesign to mirror mobile. So This isn't too interesting, but we're supposed to be aware of all this stuff in this business. So in the coming weeks, Facebook will roll out an update to the newsfeed design it introduced last year. More users will be switched from the old newsfeed design with a white background to a mobile-inspired newsfeed with bigger images and a darker background. There's no change to the newsfeed algorithm, just the aesthetics. And Facebook said in a blog post that it's doing this to create more consistency in the experience between desktop and mobile. You may recall that last year we experimented with the complete redesign of newsfeed for desktop and mobile. People who tested it told us they liked the bigger photos and images, but found it more difficult to navigate Facebook overall. The updated design has the best of both worlds. It keeps the layout and navigation people liked, but offers bigger images, photos, and well as a new font. The current design on mobile remains the same. Facebook stressed this does not change the recommended image size, and the requirements for creative specs and image aspect ratios for ads has not changed.
That's good.
Yeah, and it says it does not affect how you optimize ads. You should continue to advertise normally, whatever. And so they list what has changed specifically with arrows and circles and stuff, and so it's an aesthetic thing.
Yeah, well, that's good because I kind of on the mobile stuff. Mobile's crazy important anyhow, but we do those large pictures too that. I think we mentioned it from a Pat Flynn blog post, one of his 5 things you should do type things. And the image size is kind of weird. It's 560 by 232 or something. I think that might actually be it. And it takes up almost a whole window on your phone. So it stands out.
Maybe you need a bigger phone.
Who had that huge phone?
Yeah. Stephanie Hudson. Yeah.
I was like, are you really talking into your tablet?
I know. Some of these phones are so big now. I think it's a Note. Isn't it a Note?
I don't know what
it's a Galaxy Note or something. It's so ridiculously big. It's like,
It's like holding an iPad because you're hey, how you doing?
Yeah, some of these phones are so funny. It's like, why not just stick it on a iPad at this point? How do you fit that in your pocket?
That's so cool. I know. I think I asked her that. I said, how do you carry that thing around?
Yeah. Well, she has a purse though.
Yeah.
Dudes have pockets. Yeah. Well, you have a purse on Sundays, but
Thursdays.
Oh,
okay.
My bad.
So I have another income report from EntrepreneurOnFire.
Okay.
I get a little angry every time I read these. I'm just kidding. No,
get bitter.
Actually, just a little green, but it's in a good way. So this is, I'm trying to be more current on these because I'm always seem to be running about a month behind.
Yeah.
So this was the February one for Entrepreneur on Fire.
That's not bad.
No, just came out a few days ago.
Good.
And let's see. So before I get to the big numbers, let's see what has changed. And they happen to be live right down the street from you or something.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
Yeah, and they
oh, that reminds me. I was watching
they moved. Oh, go ahead.
They did? Oh, I was watching on CNBC the repeats of Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And there was a dude that came on there to pitch his stand-up paddleboard.
Oh, yeah?
And as soon as they showed like a clip of him paddling, I'm like, that's Mission Bay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's right by my house.
It's like paddling past your house.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I know exactly where they were hanging out, because then there's another scene where they're like standing around, people are laughing around. I'm like, I know where that is right there. It's like a block away from my house.
Oh, that's cool.
It was so weird how I was able to recognize it so quickly. I mean, because it's open water and buildings were far away, but I knew it instantly.
Yeah.
And then while the guy was talking about his site, his big pitch was that he knew how to market for free. And everybody's like, market for free? What are you talking about?
A big banner on his back.
No, he said that he's at the top of Google. He's all, if you type in best stand-up paddleboard, we are in the first, second, and third spots.
Huh.
So I typed it in, and they're actually in the first 2 now.
Yeah.
Or 1 and 3, I think. But he's like, I'm an internet marketer, and I know how to do search engine optimization. That's all I do, whatever. And everybody's like, but if I invest in the company, if I could hire anybody to do that. He's like, no, you can't hire anybody to do it. They were like having this like argument with the other sharks.
Yeah.
And the only guy that was like kind of snickering was Mark Cuban. He's like, no, I mean, whatever. I see your model. Your model is to get cheap free advertising and then just crank it up. Yeah. So anyway, I typed it in. I found out he's on Garnett, which is right by my house.
Oh, really?
So isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Totally irrelevant, but
he was probably right in front of here. You could they put a picture out from their balcony.
Yeah.
So if you walk down the sidewalk.
I know exactly where that is because I could see the Bahia Hotel right there.
I know what building they're in just by that picture too.
You're a stalker. You probably know what apartment Barry Schwartz is in too.
Well, I could identify their house if they leave those little things out.
Oh, that's right. The little knickknacks.
Yeah. But no, I appraise in San Diego, so I know what buildings, what most of these places look like. Been in most of them. So I didn't know that they were living in like a little 1-bedroom place. So now they have a 2-bedroom apartment. They changed this in February.
We need our Jeffersons music to play.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
Yeah. And I'm not stalking them. This is in the article. Okay, and so they finally got their VA, so that was a good thing. Her name is Jess, and
what country is she in, do they say?
From the Philippines.
Okay.
Yep, and they found her through Chris Decker's virtual staff finder, and so they're very happy to have her, and it'll be taking some weight off of their backs. And they're continuing with their live podcast workshops. The live podcast workshops have brought in over 124,000 in sales, and they account over 85% of the sales directly to the webinar sales, because most of the sales happen like either during the webinar or right after. So they're able to attribute that those sales are happening as a direct result to the webinars.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. But what even surprised me more was near the end of the article, they're like, we're having such great success with the webinars that they're like, oh, we're going to come out with the webinar series now.
Oh, webinar paradise?
Let me see. I skipped ahead. I shouldn't have skipped ahead because now I don't know where my note is. I don't know if they gave it. Oh, yep, here it is. Webinar on Fire.
Yeah. Everything's on fire over
no
there.
Paradise.
I don't want them living next to me anymore because all their stuff's on fire all the time.
I know. It might get onto your complex.
It might blow over and
Oh, no. Yeah, so they said that John and I have worked incredibly hard to perfect the process, and the most exciting thing about it is once that you have the tools to make it happen, like using Lead Pages, Aweber, or other customer management software, everything else is pretty much free. And they said the realization, along with a ton of inbound questions about how we pull off the weekly webinar, brought us to another exciting realization that they needed to create this product that walks entrepreneurs through the entire step-by-step process of doing webinars. So I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing their income report in a couple months from now, because it's probably going to be like another 10 or 20 grand just from that series.
Yeah.
But, I don't feel like they're selling out anyone. Like they're not selling out their base. They're not being sellouts. Is that the proper word I'm looking for?
Well, I don't know what you're trying to say, and I'll tell you if you're wrong. You're probably wrong, though, just knowing you.
Like when you have a huge audience of people and you just start selling products and services to them.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying
no, that's not selling out. Just exploiting, I guess? Or?
I guess. But they're totally not doing that because no one is really filling these areas. like with the podcasting stuff and the webinar stuff, they're way over delivering for the amount of money that it's costing you. And that's kind of like, that's kind of what we're doing with the appraisers. But that's sometimes what you have to do. But if you could end up making money if you are able to get enough people in, sign up to the program.
Sure.
So
I wonder, do they release any stats on how many people sign up for multiple products? I'd love to know what their loyalty is.
Oh, I bet it's pretty big.
That's what she said.
I think the first time that they mentioned the income figures for the Podcaster's Paradise, they mentioned how many of the people from Entrepreneur on Fire went over there.
Well, if they're listening, if Kate or John are listening, they need to tell us that in the next report.
Yeah, I wonder I'm sure it's pretty big though, because they're building a huge brand here, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so anyhow,
it's going to burn down soon though. It's all on fire.
We have okay, so the breakdown on the income: Fire Nation Elite Mastermind, 11,000; sponsorship income, 35,000. I mean, I can't believe that he's making so much. I mean, when people were hearing that he was making 35,000 selling ads off of his podcast, people were like, "That's amazing! Oh my god!" And now it's like one of his smaller numbers.
Yeah.
So then he had a Podcaster's Paradise, 124,000. Total launch package, 6,000, which that included like he'd help you launch your podcast and you'd get some ad spots on his show and stuff like that. And I think you got an interview and stuff like that. One-on-one mentoring was 7,300. Affiliate income was 4,800. I think that was quite a bit more from last month. And he made like $1,900 on Bluehost, $1,000 on lead pages. And so his total gross income for February was $190,000.
Get the hell out of here.
Oh my God. That's totally insane, huh?
$190K.
$190K.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. And then he has his expenses was $23K, which, that's pretty high up there. But I like that he includes things like entertainment in there. So I think it probably had something to do with
how much did he spend on entertainment? Does it show that breakdown?
Yeah, $1,600. It doesn't say like for.
Okay, now I want to know.
No.
Now I really want to know, what did he blow $1,600 on entertainment?
I'm not going to say anything because I can make up a bunch of stuff. But John knows me and he's much stronger than me.
Like lap dances or something?
That's what I was going to say.
I knew you were going to say something like that.
Oh man, so no, he's a good guy and he has a girlfriend.
Why?
They're lifelong partners.
I'm sorry though. So getting lap dances makes you a bad guy?
No.
Exactly.
No, of course
all right.
not.
Okay then. So just relax.
All right. So anyhow, so that was pretty amazing. I was pretty impressed with that. And I don't think there was too much more on that one. No, that was pretty much it.
Well, that was crazy. $190,000 in a month is pretty nuts. And that you haven't kept like all of his old stuff, have you? Like, does he show trending in there for like the last month or week or?
Yeah, he has like the difference between February and January.
So what was it?
He had an increase of $27,000.
That's cool.
Yep. And so it looks like most of the stuff is from the Podcaster's Paradise. And he's been doing a lot of stuff in there. They're like, I'm a member of Podcaster's Paradise as well.
Yeah.
Of course. And he's constantly putting videos in there. And then he also has, they have live webinars. And oh man, what was his name? Someone famous is in there next week.
Were you in the webinars yet? Have you been in them?
Is there like Chris Howe, I think, something like that? No, because I don't, usually the webinars, I think in the past they've been in the evening. And I usually try to stay away from the computer in the evening.
I see.
But the next one I know is during the day. So if you join, you could still, I think it's with Chris Howe. I can't remember.
But does he record them so you can replay them?
Yep.
So you haven't watched the re-recordings or the re-recordings?
No,
the
I've been
recordings?
too busy with the daily blogcast.
Okay. I'm just saying you should probably watch those.
I know. You
are paying for it.
I do print
and you're supposed to be learning stuff to help us.
Yeah, I know. I just actually got authorized to the private Facebook page because that's what I really liked about the Entrepreneur on Fire Elite Mastermind group was there's a Facebook page. And so it might have a little over 100 people in there, but the real active people, there might only be like 25, 30, 40 people that really talk to each other, help each other out. When we went to Vegas, we all hung out together and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's going to be the same in the Podcaster's Paradise private Facebook page, but you get instant results. So if you're talking with someone and you're like, yeah, I'd like some feedback on my podcast, would you mind checking it out? They'll do it immediately for you. So I'm glad that he added that component to Podcaster's Paradise. So I just got approved for that. So I'll give you guys an update next week on that one.
That sounds awesome.
It's awesome. How do you say that? That girl from
awesome.
Yeah. That's from Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's another episode of the Daily Blogcast.
Awesome.
And we will catch you tomorrow.
Later.
You've been listening to the Daily Blogcast for Internet Marketing.
Visit our site, dailyblogcast.net, where you can find show notes and links to all of the blogs mentioned in this episode.
While you're there, make sure to sign up to our free newsletter so you're notified of new episodes and get a bunch of goodies delivered directly to your inbox.
Don't forget, we need your support, so do us a favor and log into iTunes and leave a rating and a review. It only takes a minute and they'll really help us out. See you tomorrow.
See ya!